Chapter 2. Curtis Okafor closed the door of his mother's hire car and rested his hand on the roof. The air felt humid and sticky after the chill of the air conditioning inside. His mother switched off the ignition. "Do you want me to come in with you?" Curtis looked towards the house. Wickworth Manor was Georgian, neoclassical. Its elegant Doric columns were mottled green with age. It was impossible to see the facade properly because of the buses and the throng of people in the way. He noticed a blonde girl in a blue tracksuit looking at him from the top of the steps. What was she staring at? He turned away, towards the lake, and shielded his eyes against the glare of reflected sunlight. The lake was lozenge-shaped. There was a chapel perched on the bank on the far side. On the near side, a phalanx of canoes were moored against a jetty. No doubt he would be forced into one of those at some point this week. "Curtis?" his mother asked again. "Shall I come inside with you?" He turned back to the car. "No, thank you. I can manage. No one else has their parents here." She nodded once and then popped the boot open. Curtis lifted out his suitcase and went to his mother's side of the car. They looked at each other. "I'll be back to collect you in 7 days, she said. "Ring us if you need anything. Ring anyway, just to tell us how you're settling in." She paused and gripped the wheel. "Give it a chance, okay?" Curtis nodded. His mouth was dry. Mum was looking towards him, but not at him. "Curtis?" "Yes?" "We love you," she said, as carefully as if she were handling explosives. He nodded in reply, then clicked up the handle of his suitcase and turned towards the house without another word. He heard the soft purr of the car's engine, then the crunch as she pulled away. He paused, but didn't look back. He ignored the ache in his chest and walked into Wickworth Manor. The hallway of the house was busy. Teachers with clipboards rattled out instructions to their groups. Pupils grabbed cases and bags, jostling and pushing up the staircase like commuters on a rush-hour tube train. Curtis stood still. He knew he should smile, maybe say hello, but his mouth was set in a hard line, and every muscle in his face seemed to be set tight. No one jostled him, but no one looked at him either. Within a few minutes, the hallway emptied. All the pupils had been marshalled up to their rooms, and all the noise migrated up into the body of the house. He was on his own. Suddenly, he felt foolish. Why hadn't he asked someone where to go? Why hadn't he just taken a deep breath and forced himself to talk to someone? He pressed his hand to his chest. The ache was still there. Everyone had just assumed he was with someone else, but he wasn't. He was on his own. He wasn't at North Dean's School anymore. He pushed the thought away. He wasn't going to stand here feeling sorry for himself. He grabbed his suitcase and marched up the sweeping staircase. The dorms must be up there. A grandfather clock ticked loudly. Behind a closed door, someone shouted. He walked on, following the stairs up and up and up. The staircase narrowed at each landing, but sounds came from behind every door. He just needed somewhere quiet, a room with no one in it, where he could collect his thoughts. Finally, he found himself at the top of the house. The ceiling sloped towards the eaves, sunlight poured in through dormer windows, and dust motes danced in the warmth. A door slammed open, and a blonde girl tumbled out. "Oh!" she said, stopping abruptly. "It's you!" Curtis frowned. "Do I know you?" "I'm Paige. Do you know your aura is red and swirly? That's not good, you know." "My aura?" Curtis asked. "I'm psychic. Well, training to be." "There's no such thing." "Fine, Curtis Okafor, suit yourself." Curtis's eyes opened wide. How did she know his name? She couldn't be psychic. The idea was ridiculous. "Ha! Your face! Don't worry, your name's written on your suitcase label," the girl grinned. "We're meant to be in the hall. You coming?"